studio, and we have Lori Kennedy and Laureen Soro here. Laureen is the founder of the Wellness Business Summit that's coming up in March.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Sounds Lori?
Wonderful. Yes.
So let's find out what this is all about.
So the Wellness Business Summit is being held March 23rd at the Ontario Science Centre, and it's a one-day event that is created specifically for alternative wellness practitioners that's going to be revealing the key strategies, systems, and tactics that they need to either start up or grow their wellness-based business.
Okay, and what does that include, wellness-based business? Because I'm thinking about all kinds of things, everywhere from EFT to
reflexology, massage therapy.
Yeah.
So anyone who is an alternative wellness practitioner, and yes, that term is really broad. So anyone from a personal trainer to a Pilates instructor, to a yoga instructor, to a naturopath, meditation, Reiki, anyone who's pretty much not an MD is invited to come and join us for the day to learn practical, easy to implement business strategies that aren't taught really in any university course or certification course or diploma level program. None of this stuff that's happening now online is being taught. So we want to bring these people together and really teach them what's working.
Okay, now are there different business techniques than another kind of business would have to think about?
A little bit, because some of the alternative wellness practitioners are regulated, and so they have a very strict guidelines that they have to follow. For example, they can't use before and after photos like a personal trainer could. So they do have we have to plan a strategy a little bit differently for the regulated professions, but business is business, marketing is marketing. It's not being taught, and so the wellness practitioners are having a hard time keeping up in the competitive wellness world.
Okay, so we also have Laureen here, and Laureen, what's your, how did you come to be involved in this worthwhile project?
Well, Lori and I both sit on the board for the Canadian Association of Holistic Nutrition Professionals, which is commonly called CanPro, and so we wanted to help Lori because our members are the people that she's talking about.
Okay.
They are all holistic nutritionists. We run a board certification program that we give them after they graduate from school.
Okay.
But they still need to know how to market themselves and how to promote themselves in order to get a sustainable living. So it's of value to our members as well as all the other wellness practitioners.
So really you perceive the need with your membership, and then of course that same need is also shared by other people that aren't necessarily your members.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the main issues that your membership and the other people that are going to benefit from this conference are facing right now?
I think they're facing a couple of things. One, they're not being taught really practical elements that drive a business. So how to generate profit, what are the steps that they need to do, the fundamentals that they need to create in order to have a solid business foundation, a platform from which they can grow and sustain a financially viable private practice. And so little things from where to spend your money on a website, how to use Facebook to actually drive revenue, how to create a sales funnel so that you can take interested prospects and convert them to clients and keep them long-term, understanding the lifetime value of a client, understanding how to use email marketing techniques, and all of these things that are now becoming so popular in the online space, in addition to helping you grow the offline space. These are the key elements that a lot of practitioners are struggling with, that they don't know where to start, where to begin. They feel overwhelmed.
Well, it's a whole nother business in and of itself, though. I mean, it's one thing to know health and nutrition. It's another thing to understand business.
Exactly.
So what is your background? Is it more nutrition, or it sounds like you have a marketing or a business background?
I actually have no business, formal business training. So I've just recently, in the last couple of years, become very obsessed with it. And my formal training is as a registered holistic nutritionist, but I very quickly learned that you can be very well educated, have many letters after your name, but if you don't understand how to market yourself and promote yourself, and how to be a business person first, you can have all the information and education and passion in the world. You're not going to be able to get clients and sustain a financially viable practice.
You know, it's interesting because you mentioned, you know, I'm sure if an MD wanted to come to the conference,
absolutely,
they're welcome to come. Right?
Anyone is welcome to come.
But it's just interesting that here you guys are, alternative health practitioners, and we're seeing, and especially in this province, where the establishment medical system, i.e. the hospitals, the doctors, the budgets are going through the roof. They're saying it's going to be taking an ever larger portion of the entire provincial budget.
And services tanking on top of that.
And services tanking, and people are getting injured, in many cases, by the medical system.
Yes.
But I mean, it's like, and something's got to. Do you want to talk about that? I mean,
no,
you don't have to.
Not at all.
I think people, probably people out there, all have their own stories to tell.
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the reasons that the Wellness Business Summit has come up, and it's gained so much popularity. In addition to CanPro supporting it, and the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition sponsoring it, and another food company called UB Livin' Smart is sponsoring it as well. And we have amazing vendors and all kinds of people, because the passion behind it really is to educate wellness practitioners to be able to have these businesses to support the medical community. And that's really the truth of it, for the exact reason that you just said, is that we're divided right now, and we need to be united, because at the end of the day, it's the Canadian population. It's the everyday people who really need the support, and they're not always getting it from their medical doctors, so they look for alternative practitioners. And what we're trying to do with the summit is to give the tools, the business tools, the confidence, and the experience that we've had, and help them to grow their businesses, so that we can all rise up together and truthfully just support the everyday person.
It sounds to me like, because we all know that the Medicare system is headed for, it's going to break at some point, right?
Rocky road.
And I know that there are people talking, at least, about trying to reform it, but you know, like so many things, it probably just has to die, and then the new system has to be in place to help people when that happens. And it sounds like you guys are really, at a grassroots level, really trying to put together, or it's at least an attempt to put a new system together that can be there when the other system collapses.
Go ahead.
No, it was funny while I was listening to your earlier segment, and they were talking about the economy and the new model for the economy, and this is the same situation.
I was just thinking the same
It's the
thing.
exact same
Bringing the
situation.
opposing forces together to kind of discuss, to have a dialogue, and to start working together.
And so much money can be saved.
Absolutely. Rather than seeing
yeah.
each other as enemies, let's look at each other as allies and go from there.
Exactly. And they are open, and despite what some people might think, they actually are
Really?
looking.
See, I would have thought they weren't. I'm one of those people who thought, oh, I don't think that the medical establishment is
They just have to hear it said a certain way that speaks
not
to their
threatening.
language. Yeah, it's not that hard. They really are quite open.
well, that's good. That's great to hear.
Okay, so let's talk specifically about some of the events. I know you have a keynote speaker.
Yep. So Dr. Natasha Turner is leading naturopathic doctors in North America right now, and so she's going to be heading up the keynote address, along with Dean Parks, who's the president of Preferred Nutrition, and Jenna Webb, who is the founder of Yoga with Jenna, and Cable McElderry, who's the founder of Profitable Personal Trainer, and myself, Lori Kennedy, in association with CanPro. And so we're having presentations and speakers give really practical advice. It's not the fluff sort of motivational, you can do it rah-rah. It's go home, write this way, use these words, use this subject line. This is how you create a funnel, so that the practitioners attending the summit can leave, literally improve their business within the next 7 days.
Now, how does it work?
Wow.
Are there going to be different seminars that people could sign up for, or is it going to be one program that everybody is
one
going
full
to
day.
be? Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's-
people aren't going to miss anything, or they're going to get everything
Nope.
if they go.
Yeah, it's Saturday, March 23rd. You can purchase tickets at www.wellnessbusinesssummit.com.
Okay.
and they can purchase a ticket.
Yeah.
We've actually extended the early bird, and there's an optional organic lunch being created by Fuel Nutrition. And yeah, they'll come for the whole day. They'll get to network with like-minded people, which is always so nice, and learn from industry leaders who have had success that most of the attendees, I assume, are striving to achieve.
Awesome. So what time does it start?
It starts at 8:30. Registration opens.
Okay.
And we're going to go until about 6. It's a
long day.
It's a long learning day. So, but we are providing, well, lunch is optional, and we have some snacks, and we have amazing food.
How many people are you expecting to come through there? It sounds like it's going to be a big, packed day.
Yeah, there's going to be over 200 people attending the day. Yeah.
Which is a small number compared to the number of practitioners there are in Toronto.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
So
this is your first year, though,
This
correct?
is the first year.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully everyone will get a chance to tell their
Success
fellow
story.
practitioners
Yeah.
next year, because it's something that really has to continue.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
even some of the things you mentioned, like the Facebook, I mean, you don't learn that at business school.
No.
And the environment is changing constantly.
Constantly.
So by doing it on a regular basis, you'll have the opportunity to keep on top of
Yeah.
what's happening, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. What else? Is there anything else that we need to know about this? I mean, it sounds like an awesome opportunity for people in this field.
Is there anything else?
Well, it's also the other practitioners can meet the other practitioners for
Right.
referral purposes too.
Yeah.
So that's an important element that isn't happening right now, that we don't
So it's a
refer to each
networking.
other as much as we could because we don't know each other. So it's a great opportunity for all the different practitioners to come together.
So bring your business cards, make sure.
Now, I just maybe one last question, but how does the public, because the public, you know, sometimes people perceive the public as not really being up to date with the latest and the greatest alternatives that are available
Right.
to them. How are you guys finding the public's acceptance of alternative health?
It's amazing, actually, because I've been around a long time. I started out in the organic industry in 1989. I am shocked at how easy it is to find. Almost every person I speak to knows something about alternative medicine now today.
It's a real disadvantage, though, I would think, that because it's not covered by OHIP, you tend to
Well,
lose people,
it's a
though.
challenge, for
That's
sure.
actually one of the things we're going to be talking about, because I actually just got that question last night from a practitioner who was asking about some business advice. And so the question was, how do you get someone to opt in or to, you know, subscribe to your service when it's not covered by OHIP or insurance? And so one of the things we'll be teaching is how to really hit those emotional hotspots with these clients to get them to know, like, and trust you, so that it's not an option. I mean, if you think about the amount of money people pay for silly things because they feel that emotional desire to have it. So again, it just goes back to understanding how to market yourself, really, to get them to buy into what you have.
So instead of buying that extra pair of shoes that you really don't need and have room for in
Right,
your closet.
exactly. Put your health before your footwear.
And people need to take responsibility for their own health, right? I think the
Yes.
days of saying, oh, whatever my doctor
yeah.
wants, I'll do whatever the doctor wants, right?
I mean, with all due respect to the medical industry, a lot of them are not as healthy as they should be. And that's where the alternative wellness practitioners, you know, step up, as we try, for the most part, we're still human, to practice what we preach. And so just going back to what you asked before in terms of how open is the public to it, there's actually a great website that just recently launched called asknaturalhealth.ca, and they're our media partner actually for the summit. And so what the website does is it matches the public. It's a great platform. It matches the public with wellness practitioners in Canada across 13 different disciplines. So you can actually ask questions to the practitioners and get to know them before you go and visit them. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so that's a really great way to find someone in your local area, other than just Googling, you know, naturopathic doctor. This is a really much more personal way. But yeah, the public there's a shift. People are going to their, you know, doctors and then seeing what else is out there.
Wow.
Okay. And now, how do people sign up or get tickets or whatever they need to do?
So they can visit www.wellnessbusinesssummit.com.
Okay.
and they can go right on that website and they can buy their tickets.
Should we tell them how much those tickets are?
Those tickets are $87 plus HST for the early bird and $67 if you're a student.
Okay.
And how long is that early bird open?
We're going to
say
keep
it
it
was
open for
extended?
another 7 days.
Okay.
We've
Okay.
extended it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Well, it sounds
Wow.
like a
Good
much
luck.
needed
Yeah.
project.
Yeah. And I suspect this is the first of many.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thanks for coming on, guys. Okay. Oh, okay. So we're going to play a little video now and get ready for Kreskin is coming up.
Okay.
And you can't believe it, but it's true.
I don't believe it.
Well, we're gonna. Okay, so I have a few different videos. Let's see. You know, the Russians, they did an alien autopsy
video
too.
Kreskin.
Well, you know, everybody knows Kreskin.
Okay, that's true.
Anyway, the Russians did an alien autopsy. We have video. We're gonna watch it right now, and then we'll come back
You're
with
going to see Hugh's
Kreskin.
face if it's an alien autopsy.